Comfort is the worst addiction and a cheap ticket to depression. If you set your goals ridiculously high and it's a failure, you will fail above everyone else's success. You are not rejected, you are redirected to something better. You can't learn to drive in a parked car. To make progress, you need to get behind the wheel and start moving, even if the road ahead is uncertain. You'll lose it if you talk about it. If you find someone smarter than you, work with them, do not compete. Be smart enough to ask for advice, but be wise enough to know who to seek it from. Hope is not a strategy. The more you spend clinging to the past, the less likely your future will be any brighter. The more you try to be everything to everyone, the more you become nothing to yourself. Stop expecting others to give you more respect than the respect you give yourself. There will always be someone who can't see your worth. Don't let it be you. A man who fears rejection is a man who has already rejected himself. Life is like an elevator. On your way up, sometimes you have to stop and let some people off. If you don't separate yourself from your distractions will separate you from your goals. The moment you stop seeking validation from others is the moment you find true confidence. People will disappoint you, so never put all your trust in anyone. A man who fears rejection is a man who has already rejected himself. Don't lose yourself by tolerating too much from the people you want to keep. If you never heal from what hurt you, you'll bleed on people who didn't cut you. You can only change when your mind is stronger than your emotions. When you stop trying to please everyone, you begin to understand who truly values you for who you are, not for what you can do for them. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. You're never ready for what you have to do, you just do it. That makes you ready. A toxic environment is more likely to change you than you change it. You grow as much as the amount of truth you're willing to accept about yourself without running away. Pain only leaves you when it teaches you something. Even if you are on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there. Your growth depends on your willingness to keep learning, even when it's boring. Be careful who you let in your life. People will come and drain the shit out of you, then leave and blame everything on you. Every second you spend comparing your life to someone else's is a second spent wasting yours. Avoid people who use their pain as an excuse to hurt you. If you only blame your problems on someone else, don't expect your life to get better. The quickest way to acquire self-confidence is to do exactly what you are afraid to do. You are allowed to change the price of access to you. Numbing the pain for a while will make it worse when you finally feel it. Don't spend your life dreaming about what you could have been in another place or under different circumstances. Instead, invest your energy in what is right in front of you. Never let yourself become completely dependent on anyone. Always be able to support yourself financially, mentally, and physically. Ignoring red flags because you want to see the good in people will cost you later. Hiding from your problems won't make them disappear. Facing them is the only way to grow. You learn nothing from life if you think you're right all the time. People will start hating you when they cannot control you. If it's out of your hands, let it out of your mind too. The secret of change is to focus all your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. Growth is uncomfortable because you've never been here before. Sometimes you have to forget what you want and remember what you deserve. Sometimes the hardest part of the journey is simply believing you're worthy of the destination. When people treat you like they don't care, believe them. The life in front of you is far more important than the life behind you. If you know how quickly people forget the dead, you will stop living to impress people. Never tell your problems to anyone because 80% don't care and 20% are glad you have them. Never take advice from someone who isn't where you want to be. We spend our first half learning what not to do, and the second half wishing we did more of it. When you build in silence, no one knows where to attack. On a day when you don't come across any problems, you can be sure that you are traveling in the wrong path.